Hey folks, Josh here, circlingwizardry.com. I'm taking a hike through High Park in Toronto, just like a little forest in the middle of the city, practicing my social distancing, aka my everyday lifestyle. I wish I could say I got out here every day. And I wanted to share a little bit about part of the way in which I work with people, and what I like about it. So, as you may know, I sort of three things that I do with my business. So I circle people, I teach circling, and I climb down log step things. I I coach trained circlers, and in that third category, I really like doing this because I think it brings out a lot of my strengths. I really like I get to play sort of the detective and the surgeon at the same time. I get to really put out my awareness. I'm working with others, paying attention to myself, paying attention to the other person I'm working with, paying attention to the group, paying attention to just what it's like, and to, like a detective, find those places where this person is maybe holding back in some way, or maybe more like subject to something, like they're sort of held back by something going on deeper within them. Like it could just be, one hand could just be, one of those do I share this? Don't I share this? When is it appropriate? Those dilemmas on one hand, which I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with. On the other hand, often something deeper, like a deep core insecurity in relationship to other people, like that thing that keeps coming up in therapy every fucking week. And I like to just find those places by paying attention, using my circling skills to pay attention to what it's like to be with you, because I think it's fair to say that we all impact one another, and when I put my attention on someone who's really connected to themselves and really right with themselves, the impact on me tends to be I feel awake, I feel alert, I feel engaged, I feel interested. If I'm with someone who's sort of disconnected from themselves in some way or another, held back in some way, subject to something, overwhelmed, all sorts of other things could be happening, trying to do it the right way. The impact on me is I might feel tired, bored, distractible. Tell me if you're familiar with this. Waiting for the circle to get started, like it's been 10 or 20 minutes and you still feel like you're sort of waiting for the circle to get started. It used to happen to me all the time. Or worse, waiting for the circle to finish, like it's that bad. And oftentimes these can be things that we sort of tolerate. But instead of tolerating them, I'm actually I'm looking for these things and I'm paying attention to them. And I'm interested in, these are clues to me that there's something is going on in the facilitator, something, or the person that I'm working with. It's not always a facilitator. Something's kind of, even if it looks really, really skillful on the surface, these are clues that there's something less than alive happening. There's something sort of maybe they might be disconnected in some way from themselves or from the group, or who knows, lots of things. But I love getting in there with someone. I love just honing in, getting really precise, using my discernment and sort of figuring out, it's the best word I have, but it's not quite that, not so much a mental thing, but using my discernment to find where this person is stuck. find where this person is sort of, the metaphor I like to use is like tied up in a knot. Find out that place where they can't really, they may or may not be aware of what's happening or that there's a problem at all. They might just be used to this quality of kind of a draggy circle. And by the way, I see so many people like quit circling because they just like, they can't seem to recapture the magic of, you know, when they first experienced this, or, you know, with their trainers or whatnot, other people that they've seen it in. But I find those places, and it's just, there's something really simple, but not easy, but really engaging for me, really fun, about just like honing in there with them. And being curious and bringing my patience, bringing my care, bringing my acceptance, bringing this thing that I've cultivated over the years of like this whole affirmation of this person's fullness and the, you know, the brilliance of all the ways that they hold back, and just bringing that unconditional regard. And also like just the truthfulness, you know, the ownership and truthfulness about how this is impacting me, what it's like on the outside, and offering reflection. There's something about just like bringing that place where you're sort of tied up in a knot, bringing that up, slowing down, putting attention on, really getting to see the intricacies of how this part connects to that part, and this part's stuck in this, and this is a little bit of this kind of a loop, and rather than just like pulling it tighter, which is like, you know, akin to bulldozing through, actually slowing down and getting to know it, and starting to maybe gently feed the line back through the other way. It's just those moments for me, they're just so, I'm so in flow, and I'm so like there with you, and I'm so for you, and I'm so like, to me those are really magical moments. And there's something about like bringing those qualities of attention that just even on its own, like it's almost like there's a natural intelligence to the places where we get kind of knotted up, where they just like, when they're brought a certain quality of attention, they start to unravel themselves and loosen up. It doesn't happen all at once, and it's usually, you know, a thing that takes a lot of time and integration. But when we time back in, you know, let's say we timed out to bring this kind of circling like attention to this person, and we time back out, and then they're circling again, and sometimes it's a subtle difference, it really is, and other times it is like, it's like night and day, I swear. It's like the first part of the circle was kind of flat and boring and like, yeah, and kind of like effortful, and then we time back in, and it's just like there's this potency that wasn't there before. There's this aliveness, and then no longer is the person asking themselves like, what do I do? Which tool do I use? How do I, like, you know, kind of like trying to do it the right way. You know, if I only had another tool. Like, no longer is there any kind, like, they're just so in flow, they're so in it with the other or with the group, that it's just like this potency and this magic and this aliveness. And God, it's so gratifying to see that, and for them to see the difference and get reflection from the rest of the group, how different that is if it's in a group context. It's just like, because I believe like real quality circling doesn't, and leadership and relating and all these things, because, you know, it's all, they're all mirrors for everything else in our lives. Like, it doesn't come primarily from our skills and tools. Like, these things matter, but what matters more is this foundation of like this being profoundly right with yourself and profoundly connected to yourself. And oftentimes we need a little bit of help to get those places. I sure have received lots of help over the years to get to where I am, and I'm just sort of getting started. Hold on a second, I gotta practice my social distancing and pass the bike here. Be right back. Um, it's just, I don't know what I was saying before, but this work feels so important to me to help you sort of unlock yourself from where you're kind of locked up inside. And it's just so fulfilling. It's so gratifying to get to play to my strengths like that, and to get to help you find that place, the water that you're swimming that you didn't even know that you were struggling. And to get even just a little bit more freedom, a little bit more space can make so much of a difference. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. There's a lot more that I could say about this, but I won't. Those are all the words I have left. Anyway, I hope this was meaningful or useful in some way. Thanks for watching this whole 13 and a half minutes. Hope you are making the most of your situation in this strange new time that we seem to be finding ourselves in, and don't know how to end this message, so goodbye and goodbye.